What can you say about what Marcus was able to do at the end there?
Yeah, I mean, it was terrific. We ran a play that he got fouled on. Then I think the next one, we ran it again. He turned it over. And to have the confidence to tell me, hey, run it again. I'm fine. I just fell down. Ran it again. And obviously he made an unbelievable play. I thought that we made some, Marcus, obviously his shot was amazing, won the game. But I thought Gabe Kalsher hits 2 big free throws, draws a charge. Isaiah comes in the game at the end, blocks the shot. There was a lot of other winning plays. Marcus, certainly his play was fantastic, but we're constantly talking about the 95% that you do when you don't have the ball. And we just found a way towards the end there to do that versus a tough team.
Marcus Fuller, over to you.
Coach, just talk about that. Obviously with foul trouble of your bigs, you had to have a lot of guys come in there, play defense, get, like you said, get those key, make those key plays in the end.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I mean, I know Gabe didn't shoot it great today, but I thought he did some terrific things down the stretch with key free throws, a key charge, Marcus making the right play, the right read down the stretch. We had some really good defensive stops. We played good defense. We just didn't rebound the ball. And a lot of that is a testament to Loyola.
AJ, over to you.
Coach, you talked about the confidence you have in Marcus Carr. He scored 5 points in that first half. What was your message to him during halftime, and how he was able to turn that around in the second half?
I mean, he doesn't need a lot of motivation from me, to be honest. I mean, he's very, very self-motivated and confident. It was more challenging the big guys that, hey, man, we got to stop letting these guys get rebounds. I mean, it was they were just manhandling us on the glass. I thought the physicality of the game was evident. That looked like a Big Ten game in a lot of ways. We just had to grind it out and find a way to win. So it was more about rebounding and toughness. I think they had 10 offensive rebounds in the first half. Did a little bit better job, but we got to continue to grow in that area.
And Andy, back to you.
In your message to the bigs, is it be smarter in fouls, or do you feel like some of them were ticky-tack? What do you feel like?
I mean, I think obviously we sent them to the foul line 32 times. We had all types of foul trouble in the front court. But it was more, how do you block out without fouling? How do you defend without fouling? Because they're going to take it to you. It's a big physical team. And, it's a team trying to establish a culture. But we were in and out of foul trouble. That was hard. But we had guys. I thought Eric Curry was really, really good off the bench, making some winning plays. Obviously Isaiah towards the end there, making a winning play as well. We just got to be more physical. We got to be able to, block out guys. Marcus gets 7 rebounds. That's the key, is can the guards come back and rebound the ball?
Marcus Fuller, back to you.
Can you talk about starting Brandon Johnson? And, foul trouble again keeps him from having much of an impact. But what do you hope to get from him moving forward?
I thought he was good. He was just in and out of foul trouble. Trying to find with Eric just how do we get him in a rhythm, because he tightens up a little bit, obviously from all the injuries in the past. And I liked what I saw from him today. So I wanted to change that up a little bit. And he gave us really good minutes off the bench. Good part about Eric is he doesn't care. He just wants to win.
Assuming we might have another question or two for Coach Andy. Back to you now.
Obviously, so much of your offense has been what Marcus has been able to do. How do you feel like the other guys, obviously foul trouble plays a role in it, but how do you feel like the other guys in the court are getting into the flow of offense?
Still need to get better. We only had 12 assists. We need to, when Liam's in the game, we need to be able to throw over the top when they have smaller guys on. We weren't doing that. So that's certainly, we're a ways away from there with what we call flow. We're not great right now. But we're able to get into the paint. What we have to do is get to the paint, get somebody else a shot. So that's kind of what the emphasis will be moving forward. But, the offense was fine. 43% versus a tough physical team. It's the defensive rebound that was the problem.
Do we have any more questions for Coach here? I'll give it a couple seconds to see if any more questions pop up. Andy, you want to ask one more?
What was LMU doing to Marcus in the first half? It looked like he might have been frustrated a few times.
Nothing really. I mean, he just missed a couple at the basket, to be honest. I mean, they're a good defensive team. They send a lot of guys at the ball when it gets towards the rim. But he stayed the course. It's a 40-minute game. And comes out with 26 points, obviously does a great job. So we just stayed the course, stayed with our offensive principles, and obviously he carried us again.
Any last questions for Coach? Awesome. Coach Pitino, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we'll move over to the players next. We'll go to Marcus Carr and Liam Robbins in just a few seconds as we wait for them. Thank you, everyone. All right. Looks like we will start off with Marcus Carr. So again, if you have a question, please put a comment in the chat, and we will start off with Andy Greeter. Take it away, Andy.
Marcus, Richard told us that you guys had the same play 3 times in a row, and after the second one with the offensive foul, you decided to say call it again. What gave you that confidence to go back to the same thing a third time?
I'm just having confidence in myself, as well as, kind of like you said, I kind of messed it up the play before and kind of lost the ball there, lost my footing and drew the offensive fouls. But, I kind of knew that I messed it up, and I kind of just wanted to get it right for my guys. I still had the confidence in myself to pull that out and make the play to win.
Now we will go to Marcus Fuller.
How does this match up with the Ohio State jumper? I know you're used to making plays down the stretch there to win a game, but can you just take us back to the Ohio State game? And was that in your mind at all, having made that shot?
It wasn't really in my mind. It was definitely, the same play, similar situation. So yeah, it kind of can be compared to that, but I was kind of just focused on today and just digging out this win.
AJ, over to you now.
Marcus, you struggled a little there in the first half. It's obviously tough to play a team twice back to back. What was your mindset going into that second half over halftime, and how'd you kind of put the team on your back and put up 21 in the second half?
Yeah, and at halftime, I had a full 20 minutes. Like you said, I wasn't playing that well. They came out with a bit of a different game plan on, try to guard us and how to guard me. So, I had a full 20 minutes, how to assess that. And the 10-minute break at half kind of just went over it through my head and realized how they're guarding me and just, made certain adjustments, try to get more easy baskets in transition. That was also part of our defense as well, just being able to get stops and getting out at key moments. But yeah, just making adjustments at halftime.
Andy, back to you now.
Was the LMU bird on the bench kind of chirping a little bit? I saw you give him the shush shine.
Yeah, that's kind of just when I'm in game mode, just locked in. It's nothing really personal. Teams, they're just trying to give their team energy. They kind of thought they were locking us down that possession, so they're kind of getting a bit loud, getting a bit rowdy, and I was able to just hit a shot at the end of the shot clock there.
And back to you now, Marcus.
Obviously, having Gabe hit those free throws and Liam as well. I mean, those are big plays that you're going to need from other guys, obviously, besides yourself to win these games.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when people watch the highlights or, see the video, they might think, I'm the one that won the game. But to be honest, it was Gabe who won the game. He came in the game and had 3 huge plays. He took that charge, then he guarded again, and we were able to get that stop. And, he hit the free throws as well. So, if Gabe didn't come in the game and do that, I wouldn't have been in that position to hit that shot. So, honestly, hats off to Gabe. And, I really think he deserves the credit for this win.
Do we have any last questions for Marcus? Andy, one last one.
So much of the offense has flowed through you in these first 3 games. Obviously, foul trouble in bigs has been a problem to get real flow. How do you feel like you guys can kind of create more options offensively?
Yeah, I think these last 2 games, just the way that they were guarding, the advantage was for the guards, for us just attacking downhill. They had some bigger, slower guys, and they were trying to switch sometimes. So, just there's the scouting report for, them back to back was just, guards were going to be able to attack. But, we definitely have scoring options all around, whether it's the wings or the bigs. And, you're definitely going to see them get going throughout the season. They're going to have their games as well where, the game plan is really, for the other team, is really keyed in on the guards. And you're going to see guys like Liam, guys like Brandon, really go for outbursts, and they can really score the ball as well. So That's definitely something we're really excited about with this team, just the depth that we have and, the ability to score at different positions.
All right, Marcus, thanks for hopping on. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
We'll go over to Liam Robbins next. Just a couple seconds over there for him. Awesome. Liam, thanks for hopping on. If you have a question, again, just remember to message me in the chat. And it looks like we will start off with Marcus Fuller.
Liam, just talk about, first of all, Marcus in the end there, and also Gabe, the plays that they made, and how do you contributed as well from the free throw line there.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus and Gabe are two of our three-team captains. They're solid. But yeah, I mean, Marcus had a big shot. I mean, he's been playing, great these 3 games, and he's just so consistent. And same with Gabe. I mean, his charge at the end and making the 2 free throws really set us apart. It put us in a position to be able to kind of take control of the game and have that last shot for Marcus. So they're really big tonight, and they're both really terrific players. We're lucky to have them.
AJ, over to you.
Liam, Pitino's talked about it both times after this game, how LMU matches up like a Big Ten team. How are you going to be able to use this when Big Ten play actually gets going?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're a very physical team. They're a very well-coached team, very talented team. So for me, just obviously, I'm coming from a different conference, so to get adjusted to the Big Ten physicality, this is a good test for me. Obviously, I've been in foul trouble. Part of that, I think, is just because we haven't had exhibition games. You don't have open runs and stuff leading up to this. It's a weird year. But I'm learning, and Coach P and staff are just working with me, and my team is just kind of helping me along and get adjusted. So these games are huge, and just taking it one game at a time, one day at a time, and trying to get better.
Andy, over to you now.
I know it's probably difficult to establish offensive flow given the foul trouble that you've had, but how do you feel like you can kind of work more into the offense because it's going through Marcus so much?
Yeah, offensively, I'm just trying to set a lot of ball screens and be open on the rolls so that because Marcus, Gabe, Booth, Trey, J Mash, they're all terrific passers, and you can tell they know how to move the ball very well, and they're also really really talented scorers and finishers at the rim. So really, I'm just trying to do my best to be in there so I can set good screens for them and give them opportunities at the rim, as well as I know they'll find me on the late roll. So that's kind of how I see me contributing, but I just need to be in there so I can set those screens and be active in the offense.
Marcus, back to you.
When it comes to the rebounding aspect of it, do you feel like it's a position thing for you guys, being in the right position, or obviously getting your hands in there, with the fouls?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely got out rebounded tonight, and we've been struggling a little bit on the rebounding end, on getting the defensive rebounds. A lot of that, I think, is just the weak side blocks. It's a team effort thing, but specifically me, I need to be better moving my guy off the weak side block so that the ball's not going to my guy. I'm hitting him, but I'm not moving him enough. So that's really what I got to focus on. I got to move him out of the way so he can't even make a play, get a hand on the ball and redirect the pass. That's on me, and I'm gonna work on that and make sure it's not happening again.
Next, we will go back to Andy Greeter.
Liam, were you surprised to hear the same play call for a third time? And what kind of confidence did Marcus show you and being willing to do it after the charge before?
No, I wasn't surprised to hear the same play call for the third time. I mean, Marcus, especially, we all see the work he puts in, how skilled he is, and the confidence we have in him is because he puts in the work. He's there every day. He doesn't waver. So, it should go to him. There should be the third play call. He's the guy to make it at the end of the play. And, obviously you see he made it. So, I was not surprised. And, everything you're seeing, I mean, we see that every day in practice and more. Like, you're just gonna get like I think people will be like shocked at how like dominant he's gonna be this year, but like we're not gonna be surprised because we see it every day.
Marcus, back to you.
And Liam, you're seeing what's happening across the country, and even with your football teammates there with the Gophers. How hard is it for you guys to just try to keep focused on not only the games but also staying safe and making sure that you can play?
Yeah, I mean that is definitely like COVID's a thing, but like Coach P says all the time, like the one place where we can have like a sense of normalcy and safety is on the basketball court. We do daily testing. We all live together in like the same like apartment complex. Like, so we really just kind of like lean on each other, like get through this, and like our camaraderie, I think, is making it a little more normal and also keeping us safe because we're just like we all gel really well. So like we're together and we're being careful because we want to be able to play this whole season.
And do we have any last final questions for Liam before we let him go? Awesome. Liam, you're off the hook. Thanks for hopping on.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And thanks to everyone else for taking the time to hop on tonight. We'll add this to the drive soon, and everyone have a great night.